It happens all the time. Your injury starts feeling better, so you pick up the pace and increase your running volumes, only to have another flare up. This can be a frustrating process and set you back several weeks. If this has happened to you, odds are you haven't implemented the correct rehab ladder, which is what we will cover in step 3 of this 10 video series, all designed to help you overcome your injury and change the way you think about rehab. And don't just take my word for it, because I'll be documenting rehab journeys of injured runners from start to finish while implementing these 10 principles. If you want to check out these rehab journeys, hit subscribe and be notified when they are released. Like I said earlier, this particular video is step 3. So if you need to catch up, here is the playlist which will take you to step 1. If you are up to date, by now you've established why you're getting injured in the first place and found your current level of tolerance based on these pain rules. The next step is to gradually restore the capacity of the injured site and effectively raise it back to the pre-injury state and beyond. We do this by carefully adding strength progressions in a systematic way and decide how well this is being tolerated by following the pain rules in stage 2. If you recall, Cody found his level of tolerance with 3 by 30 second wall sits with a 15 kilogram weight, weighted step ups, 3 sets of 6 each side with 10 kilograms, and a 15-minute slow run on the flats. For Cody, each of these exercises produces a 1 out of 2 pain during the activity and returns to baseline in less than 6 hours. This is a good position to be in because he can tolerate some strength exercises and some low levels of running. And I understand that some runners won't be able to tolerate any running, or they'll be really dissatisfied with a low volume of running. This is where implementing some cardio options can be helpful. Based on your injury, you should be able to find a cardio alternative that still challenges your cardiovascular system while still keeping the symptoms at acceptable pain levels. Now that Cody has identified his current capacity, he can now create separate progression charts for each domain and progress each step provided it still passes the pain rules. We call this the rehab ladder, where the bottom of the ladder represents your current capacity, the top of the ladder represents the demand required to complete your goal, and each rung of the ladder bridges the gap between the two. This concept is well recognized in the literature and is recommended by almost every health professional. You want to build a rehab ladder, aka a progression chart, for each rehab exercise, as well as for your running and for your cross training. As a general guideline for strength, I like to hover around 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps and progressively increase the weight. Let's look at squats as an example, but it also may look a bit different depending on the exercise. Let's start with 3 sets of 8, let's say at 10 kilograms. Our next progression would be 3 sets of 12, and then the progression after that, we're reducing back to 3 sets of 8 and increasing the weight. A running progression chart can follow a simple run-walk program, gradually building up the running tolerance on a flat terrain. Depending on the injury and your goals, I like to see runners comfortably handling phase 3 before introducing hills, continuous running, or speed. If speed is the goal, I like to start with strides and seeing if this is tolerated before implementing interval training of longer durations. This is a lot more structured and safer than just slightly increasing your running speed across every run of the week. While we're discussing multiple ways you can work on your rehab ladder, it's also important that you make sure not to progress too many variables at once. That way you can accurately interpret your symptoms. For example, if Cody increased his wall sits and his step-ups in the same session and then experienced an increase in pain the next day, it'd be hard to determine the culprit. Similarly, if you decided to run 5 more minutes, but also run in different shoes, incorporate some hills, and then you experience a flare-up, the reason behind this flare-up is still unknown. By isolating the variables, you'll quickly identify the culprit and go back to the drawing board. Okay, Brody, I get it. It all seems, well, in theory. but you haven't told me what type of exercises I can do for my injury. Good point. And that's why I created stage 4. So get out your notebooks and I'll see you there.